Today's episode, I'm going to be walking you through the 5 steps on how to start your coaching practice full time. You're listening to the Possibility Show podcast. Welcome back to the Possibility Show. This is your host, Jovan Medrano, and I'm so grateful for you listening here or watching this. I'm gonna be talking about that more. This is season 4. It's unbelievable. When I first started Possibility Show, it's really just a passion, if you can say, to share this idea or these stories of people around me and even my own story of how I was able to create new possibilities in my life. And this is something that I want to share so that people get inspired by all of these stories so that they don't get stuck. Possibly something that they're doing that they're not happy about and offer that there's many other possibilities. It has been such a fulfilling work when people reach out to me and say how much it has helped them, and that kept me going, to be honest. Of course, it's not that I didn't have any challenges along the way, but we are still here. So this is season 4. In this new season, there will be a few new things, if I can say that. And let me just go through that before we go through the specific topic that we're going to be talking about. And the first one is that the show is going to have a turn or a shift in terms of focus. Because of my own journey and the people that I started attracting as well, I realized that I attracted a lot of people who wanted to create impact. And because of that, I wanted to really help them and really get them started or get them, up to speed in whatever they want to do. And I'm talking about coaches. And coaches, I believe, have very good heart. They want to help people. They want to create this impact in the world and transform people's lives. But I noticed that they have a lot of struggles as well. And this is the part where I want to help them, especially in terms of creating their business that they can give the life that they want and they're dreaming about. So we're going to be shifting that. The Possibility Show will be more on helping coaches create that business that they dream about. It will be about strategies. It will be about stories or experiences of myself and possibly other successful coaches so that they can get their messages out there and that they can attract the dream clients that they want. And so in today's episode, just like what I said, I'm going to be walking you through the 5 steps on how to start your coaching practice or coaching business full time. And if you are a coach, this is for you, definitely. Or if maybe you are someone who wants to be known as the expert, or you want to share your knowledge and you want to help other people with whatever you know or the skills that you have, then definitely this is for you as well if you want to create that impact into the world. All right, let's get started. Okay, so step 1, find your niche, or maybe you can say define your niche as well. Define that ideal client that you want to serve. And you might have heard of this before because this is something that is now pretty common in the business world. If you want to start a business, then definitely you need to focus and find a niche. And there's a saying out there that the riches is in the niches. This is applicable to the coaching practice or the coaching business as well, because as we know, in the coaching world, coaching is huge. We can coach people in different areas of their life, their finances, or in their relationships, or even in their careers. So there's so many areas a coach can go into. And specifically as well, the way to focus on that is to really understand, okay, who is that client that I want to serve? One of the things that I see a lot in other coaches, what happens is, because as I said earlier as well, is coaches have this huge heart and they really want to help other people. But what happens is, because they have this notion that they start off by saying that I want to help everyone. Coaching is such a powerful tool, and I know this because I went through the whole thing, I went through the process. I know how powerful coaching is, and I also wish that everyone would go for coaching. The reality is that if we want to help everyone, it's a big thing. It's a very difficult thing to accomplish. When we do that, just like in business, instead of helping everyone, we're actually not helping anyone. How can people know what we're really doing? And so that's the key when it comes to niche. Then we can focus our messaging as well, which we will go through that later. So that's the important thing about having a niche, is to really focus into that specific target group of people that we want to help, we want to serve. And don't worry about it. Once you can get this going, you can help this particular group of people, you have mastered it, you are doing well, and then suddenly you thought, okay, maybe I want to expand and help other people. Let's say, for example, Brandon Burchard, who started just focusing on like a big picture, like to help people in terms of their personal development, and then because he was so successful in what he was doing, he expanded into helping people in their marketing, in business, and so on and so on. So definitely in the future, if you want to like grow out of that, then it's possible. So don't worry about it. Don't feel like, oh, you're missing out on a lot of things, because honestly, you're not. If you are really out there that you want to help people, then that's where you start. The best way to do that is to identify a specific person that you want to help. And so if you are in a position right now wherein you still maybe a bit uncertain, a bit confused of who you want to help, one of the tips that I can give is you want to help people who you already know in your network, who you feel strongly for and you want to support. Another thing that I notice around coaches is that we normally, and I fall under this as well, is we want to help people who are similar to us. Great place to start, to be honest. And so that's why initially, I did a lot of coaching myself as well. I tried finance coaching, I tried career coaching, I tried leadership coaching, I tried team coaching. And what I realized is that one, you can actually go through the same process, by the way. One is that some of these particular aspects or people that I want to help, it doesn't really light me up. And that's just the reality of it. As you know as well, if you are already a coach, that's how powerful coaching is. You can actually go into different areas and you have that choice. But the thing is, in order to be able to sustain the business, then you need to be having fun. You need to love what you're doing, because in business there will be challenges that comes along the way, and when we love what we do, when we're having fun, then these challenges we can still overcome them. So that's why it's important to niche down, so to be able to focus and really to help those particular people, especially at the beginning. So again, get in touch to the people that in your network. Maybe you are someone who has gone through some, relationship challenges and overcome that, and now you want to help those type of people as well. So perfect. So now the next step, once you have chosen that specific target market that you have, you need to be really, really clear who this person is. We call that the ideal client avatar. Create a specific person for this. You can name this avatar, describe how this avatar looks like, what's their life, are they married, do they have kids, what kind of job they have, how much are they earning. The reason we want to really be clear in identifying the ideal client avatar is when we start talking, we start communicating to our ideal clients, we have this specific person that we are speaking to. Just like right now, I'm speaking to you, but the way I am right now is I'm speaking to my ideal client avatar. I know my ideal client avatar. My ideal client avatar is a woman. I know her problems. I know what she's dreaming of, what she aspires to achieve. That's the benefit of niching down. Just like what I was telling about my story earlier, is that I've tried so many things, so many different areas in coaching, so many people. I wanted to help a lot of people, even corporates, even financial consultants, real estate agents, executives as well, managers, employees, like the works, even did mental health coaching, and I'm still doing mental health coaching. So what I realized, there are a few areas that really lights me up, and that's when I started to think, oh, I can still focus and niche down. I'll just niche down into business coaching. I started coaching entrepreneurs, people who want to start their business. I coach coaches, therapists as well, freelancers, people who want to start their food business. And then I realized that I can still niche down and focus. And then I thought about, okay, I want to focus in helping coaches and therapists because coaches and therapists are kind of like very similar to me. And then after deciding that, then I thought, okay, I still can niche down into like coaches, because what I found is that coaches have the capability to support in different areas. And then just a choice, right? It's just a choice that I can always support other people as well, but it's just a choice that I give myself, which is to just choose the coach. And then from there, then I created my ideal client avatar. The next step is to create your message. So what is the message? Messaging is really just about a few things. This is basically how you connect to your ideal client. How can people know about you? So basically messaging is marketing. So marketing is just how you want to communicate to your target clients. All right, so let's just get it out there. For us coaches, let's use messaging because this is what we want to do to help other people, and that's the message that we want to bring out. So let's keep to that. It needs to be compelling enough. And we already talked about the niche. When you have already that focus, just like what I said, then it's easier to create your message. In real life, when we want to talk to people, and this is literally almost everyone can do this. And when we are speaking to one person, especially if we really know this person, talking to them becomes so easy, right? Like we know the topics that we're gonna be talking about, we know how we're gonna go with the flow of the conversation. The way to have a compelling message is there's basically two things. First one, we need to understand what are the struggles, what are they going through, their frustrations, problems currently. Then the second thing is super important as well. After we help them solve their problem, what is that benefit that they're gonna get? What is the benefit of them listening to us? What is the benefit of them learning from us? What is the benefit of them getting the coaching? And we call this in our space, what is the transformation? And these two things, so if you can imagine, as a coach, you are in the middle and you are that bridge that will help them get there. Step 3, now that you have your niche and you have your messaging down, then it's time to go out there and build your online presence. Let's face it, nowadays it's really about being online. If you don't have an online presence, then it's very difficult for people to get to really know you unless you are really out there focusing on meeting people like physically one-on-one. You can start with social media profiles, maybe put up a simple website. Nowadays, there's so many tools out there, but don't get bogged down in creating like a fancy website, a very technical website. What you need as an online presence is at least a social media account. This is where you bring and put your messaging into your social media or any digital presence that you have. Step 4, once you have that settled, then you can start putting up your messages out there. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You just do it. There's this story about the guy walking the beach, and suddenly this guy saw this person's hand is flailing, and I want you to just imagine for a moment that you are this person. You are at that point where you need to like make a decision, looking at around the beach, and then you're the only person there. Are you gonna just stand there? What will you do? Most people that was asked is that they would immediately try and help. A majority of people actually will run and try and help that person, and that's the same thing if you're a coach, if you have something that will help people. That's why we want to start immediately, because there is someone out there that we can immediately help. So step 4, set up your business properly. In a business, when you start taking in money, there's a lot of things that goes into that already. So you need to have structure and how you're gonna take in the payments, and then tools that you need. In the coaching business now, Zoom is very popular. We start to incur costs, and then of course, when a client signs up, do they need to sign a coaching agreement with you? Then it becomes now your business system. Step 5, you start to get clients. And the first few clients is the most fun one because one, it validates what I'm doing. It just feels so good that I'm able to connect to people at that level, and then they sign up to become my clients. And so when you start to experience that, then you realize, okay, oh wow, this is this is legit, this is actually really happening now. Do you want to help? The market will ask you, do you want to help more people? If your answer is yes, then the next step is really the step that we want to get into. You really want to market yourself. If you want to really grow bigger, make this like a legitimate business, then you need to like really use marketing. What do I mean by that? Amping up your messaging, possibly also using ads. And okay, I don't want to like overwhelm you a lot in this episode, having official stuff, like your website. I know a few coaches who have done really well just using their social media account. Most people don't have a lot of followings in social media. If you want to like up your messaging, then you might want to consider like going into different platforms like maybe podcast, YouTube, video. Which reminds me, the other thing that is new about this season, I'm actually doing this as a video podcast. If you are listening to this in, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, if you want to watch the video version of this, head on to my YouTube channel. You can watch it there. Another thing that is super important I want to talk about, and this is just a bonus thing. If you want to be a coach, you also need to take on an entrepreneurial mindset. And that is very, very different from an employee mindset. I'll give you an example. An employee would have this mentality of wanting to find security. Being an employee, you have been programmed, if I can use that word, you are already programmed to receive your pay, your salary monthly, and you get used to this rhythm of certainty. When you become an entrepreneur or when you become, a full-time coach, that rhythm of certainty disappears. When you are doing your own thing, now the limit of what you can achieve is actually much, much higher. I remember one time I received a check for $10,000. I can still remember, like, if I was still employed, this is really, really not possible. When you wanna go and do this full time, then you need to shift that mindset. So these are the 5 steps in order for you to start your coaching practice or coaching business full time. So the first step is finding your niche. Then step 2, you need to create a compelling message. Then step 3, build your online presence. Step 4, as you are expecting to get clients, then you need to build your business. Step 5, set up your marketing and attract more clients into your business. In the next episodes, we are going to be diving deeper into more of this stuff. If you have any other questions or any comments or anything like that, feel free to message me or comment. A like or subscribe would be definitely helpful. So with that, I am gonna end this episode and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.